hooks that are uncomfortable,
Right.
that being off the hook feels like the win. But it's not.
Yeah.
We have plenty of data and research and studies to show that no, meaning and purpose in life, doing things that matter, actually have hooks involved. They have restraint. So the chain's another perfect metaphor. I just want to be chained to the right thing.
Right.
I don't want to be chained to something dumb or something I don't care about. And I certainly don't want to be chained to your thing. Now, if you and I want to be chained to the same thing, now we have a team.
Right.
That's helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. What's interesting too is when you're living off the hook for a season, because some of us have maybe broken free of that for a season. And so we say no to all hooks.
Yeah.
There is a point where that life of freedom and what we might say independence or autonomy, it becomes a bit frivolous. It becomes a bit confusing. I mean, there are these moments where we do, for whatever reason, seasons in our lives, we kind of resist the hook.
Yeah.
And we live off the hook
Yep.
for a while. But at some point, the vacation, the season of freedom, independence, charting my own way, we end up back at the place still where we have to confront the person in the mirror and go, what are we going to do about this? And if we don't tie it back down to some type of rock, some type of goal that is measurable or accountable or a hook, then we are just going to stay out in this space and probably not get much done. Talk about intentions, exciting things, but what do we have to really show for it?
Exactly. Yeah. The idea that you can put yourself in a position where you're permanently, well, we say the temporary abandonment of responsibility, right? Is what off the hook means in slang.
Yeah.
But seeking to make that permanent is actually seeking a life of meaninglessness.
Right.
And there's no world in which you can maintain the freedom of choice and be fully free.
Yeah.
To maintain the freedom of choice is, well, we say the fullness of freedom is found in the making of a choice. And as soon as you make a choice, you've in a way put yourself back up on some kind of a hook.
Right.
You got an opportunity to buy a car. You got a $50,000 budget and you go out and you can buy a car. That's kind of a fun day. You travel around, but eventually you get tired of shopping for a car and you've got to pick one. Once you've picked a car, that's your car. Now, of course, you can sell it again, but for that period of time, you've bought a car, and the opportunity to buy any car you want just doesn't exist anymore. That's a little hook.
Right.
It's not a big one.
Yeah.
But when you start talking about goal setting in areas of our lives that really matter, like our health or the business development that we're trying to do, or building a career, the stakes are higher, and the hook is a little bit more meaningful, and it can feel like pressure. Because I think it is.
Yeah.
You can overpressurize yourself. But what's fascinating to me about people who are highly productive and living deep, meaningful lives is they're often under significant pressure. But it's the difference between sacrifice and punishment that we're always talking about. That pressure doesn't come as punishment. It comes as a sacrifice. And that's a hook.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. Why? Intrinsic motivation.
Yeah.
And even then, it's still fun occasionally to go to Vegas or Cabo or Cancun and get off the hook a bit. But when you come back, you're coming back and getting up on a hook you want to be on.
Exactly. Yeah. So here we are again, leading this conversation back to intrinsic motivation. It's this deeper process of us learning to listen to our voice and what we really want. We would say that this is best answered in the "what do you want" question. But when we give our time to really answering that question well, then the hook is not seen as much as a punishment, but it becomes a sense of sacrifice to what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to put myself on the hook because this matters to me. It's worth it.
Exactly.